Let's talk technology. We've started to touch on it. I think it's fair to say that in the first year of the business, we've seen the role of technology rise and become more important to the things that we're doing. Not least because in that year, it's changed so much in just a short period of time, particularly with AI. I mean, the business was virtually built on AI from day dot. So it's really interesting to have followed that journey and see that it's continuously evolving. So I guess first question to Ben is what's really interesting you at the moment? What's getting you excited about technology in the RevOps space, in the sales tech space? What are you passionate about there?
I think that's an unfair question, because if I was left to my own devices, I'd be digging around looking for new tools and opportunities everywhere. That's my ideal job. Well, I think that AI's not going anywhere. It's really crucial. I think one thing that I just want to make sure is everybody is aware of our stance on it is that it's an enabler, not a replacement. I think we want to use any tool in order to put the human being at the heart of the conversation. And certainly what we're doing is ensuring that creating relationships, building awareness can be scaled, but it can be done at a personal level, at a human level. So the things that are really exciting me is the evolution of sales enablement tools. So you've got dominating brands out there, the likes of SalesLoft, Outreach, Outplay are a new player from India, Gong are in the space, and everybody's starting to move around this. How can we work through process? How can we use AI? And I'm a firm believer that getting people into routine is great, but actually what we're also seeing ourselves is when you're building sequences for outreach, salespeople just go through a list of tasks and it removes a hell of a lot of creativity. So we're now looking at ways of how we give them the structure and the process and the tooling, but be able to sit there and create their own outcomes and make their own decisions, so it isn't such a structured binary process. Within that, understanding data quality, having a clear eye on when people might be ready to buy and engage. These are all things that are evolving very quickly, because if you've got, say you're selling to marketing directors, you can easily go and find a list of marketing directors on Apollo or Zoom Info or whatever data tool you're using. But not everyone's going to be interested or ready or will know they have a problem or will want to talk to you. So how are we focusing on relevance and timing? And we're investing a lot of time and effort in that area for our own business right now. Lots of tools and systems that you can get off the shelf, but I don't think any of them do a particularly good job on their own. So, if it isn't out there, let's go build some of it. And that's where I'm excited for our business to go. So I think there's an unlimited opportunity right now. And again, that's just keeping my head focused, because there is so much that we could do, doesn't mean we should do it. So I think if you are watching this or engaging with this content and you think, what can I be doing? I think it comes down to a few things. It's like, what's going to keep you structured? What's going to make sure you're actually doing the activity day to day? How can you measure it? And where are you getting the best data and insight from? And if you can cover those, the rest is around process management and stitching those tools together. It doesn't need to be expensive, but ultimately the thing that will make the biggest difference to any business out there that isn't using tooling is just having a very structured workflow, understanding where tech can support an already manual process. Don't just put in software for the sake of putting in software because it looks cool. I think it is a case of let's accelerate what the human being's doing already at a better quality. And that's where I'd want to be focusing any advice around technology in a sales environment.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to think about technology giving an advantage to a salesperson, but at the same time, technology just improves processes and makes them more efficient. And there's kind of two ways that it's working. And I know, Sara, your focus tends to be on efficiencies, both within our business and more broadly. So are you finding technology becoming super useful for you and the things that you do?
Absolutely, yeah. I look at the non-sexy part, basically, the back end that I would like to think is holding up a lot of the other business. So the way I look at technology, particularly in businesses that you're looking to scale, is at the early days, trying to build a foundation that you can keep adding to, so you don't get to a point further down the line where you're having to suddenly wrangle this whole thing and put systems and processes in place, but also while not trying to stifle creativity. That's always the juggle. So Ben's already alluded to Notion, which we've been using since day one to just start to capture things. I think it's really valuable, particularly, I guess, working as a small team to start off with, even just in terms of getting clarity between the two of you. We've worked through a whole bunch of things and just in conversations decided what our take is or where we want to stand on certain things, what we want to offer, whether it comes down to team, all those different things. So we're building that up. Again, it gives team real clarity when they join to understand, the bigger picture to things, and also the granular detail that's important to them as well. And Notion's great because I think it's very user friendly. I still haven't come across something that seems to work for a lot of people. Most tools work for certain people in terms of how they think and see things. And we've used it particularly around things like onboarding. So a lot of our onboarding is self-managed. So individuals can literally break down, take their time working through different elements to get themselves settled into the role, understanding how things work, so that we can then just focus on quality time when we're actually onboarding them around different training and sessions. And I think what we're now exploring is how can we move away from very detailed manual elements, whether that comes to staff or kind of client onboarding, and try to automate elements to make it not just more, I guess, less laborious in terms of manual work, but also help with time efficiency. So as you grow, time is one of the most precious elements. So we've learned a lot. How can we actually take some of that off of people's plates and enable it to be a high quality for everyone as part of that experience, while again not losing from the experience as well. So we've been exploring a new tool called Make that has, for me, changed how I kind of see the capacity of what you can actually do in terms of getting different softwares talking to each other. And we've tested a lot around manually doing things the last year. We're getting to the point now we can actually create robust processes that we know work because we've tested them as humans, but hopefully cut a whole lot of time off of our plate to focus on where we can actually add high quality value to the experience of both staff and customers.